morning, Year 3. Today we're going to be finding and identifying equivalent fractions. Equivalent just means fractions that look the same. Okay, I have got a fraction wall on my screen. This is the same one that you saw yesterday. So I'm looking for any equivalent fractions that I can see. I'm going to highlight my equivalent fractions so that you can see them as well. So I can see 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent because they take up the same amount of space on the fraction wall. I can see that 1/2, 2/4 and 3/6 are equivalent because they all take up the same amount of space on the fraction wall. I can also see that 1/2, 2/4, 3/6 and 4/8 are all equivalent because again they all take up the same amount of space. You're going to pause the video now to do activity 1, which is on your daily learning sheet. This activity is to have a look at the fraction wall and write down as many equivalent fractions as you can. You can write down the ones that I used. See if you can find any others as well. Remember, you're looking to see that they take up the same amount of space on the fraction wall. Okay, now I have got 1/2 and 2/4 on my screen. And it says, what do you notice about the relationship between these equivalent fractions? Well, I know that I have doubled 1/2 to make 2/4. Doubled 1 is 2 and double 2 is 4. So maybe that's something to think about when we're finding equivalent fractions. If we can double the numerator and the denominator, then we found ourselves an equivalent fraction. It says it nice and clearly here. If we halve or double both the numerator and the denominator, we can find an equivalent fraction. Let's just go back to have a look. 1/2 doubled 1 is 2, doubled 2 is 4. 1/2 doubled is 2/4. Let's see if we can halve 2/4 and get back to 1/2. 2/4. Half of 2 is 1. Half of 4 is 2. That we can halve 2/4 to find the equivalent fraction, and we can double half to get to 2/4 to find that equivalent fraction. Okay, now on the screen I've got my fraction wall and I've got some questions. The first one says 1 whole is equal to thirds. I can see my whole along here. Here is my whole. I'm going to look how many thirds it is equal to. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So 1 whole is equal to 3/3. Let's have a look at the next one. 2/6 is equal to third. Okay, this would be 1/6, but I want 2/6, so I need to highlight 2 parts. Ooh, let's see what it's equal to. 2/6 is equal to how many thirds? That's right, it's equal to 1/3. Okay, let's try the next one. 2/3 is equal to 6. So this is 1/3, but remember the question has asked us for 2/3, so we need to highlight 2 parts. And we're trying to find out what takes up the same amount of space as 2/3. Well, I can see that 2/3 is equal to not 1/6, not 2/6, not even 3/6, but 4/6. Let's just check on our fraction wall. 2/3, because I don't want all three of them. I just want 2 parts because the numerator is telling me 2. 2/3, let's find our 6. Let's go all the way along. And if you can see here, they both reach the same place. So we're right, 2/3 is equal to 4/6. You now need to pause the video again to do your next activity. So this activity has got 2 parts to it. The first part is you have got a list of fractions. You are going to find 2 pairs of equivalent fractions. When you have found the 2 pairs, I want you to draw out both fractions to show how they're equivalent. I would draw them out like a fraction wall so that I could see that they were both equivalent. The next part of this activity is a missing box activity. You need to have a look at the fraction and you need to use your fraction wall to identify the equivalent fraction that needs to go with the given fraction. Remember, if you've got any questions or if you're finding it at all tricky, then please email us and one of us will get back to you.